Have you ever considered how your actions today, like the things you do right now, might ripple through time?
You mean shaping not just tomorrow, but maybe future lives even?
Exactly. It's a pretty profound thought, isn't it? This whole idea of cause and effect stretching across lifetimes.
Karma.
And today, we're actually doing a deep dive into that very concept. We're exploring this fascinating real-life story of one family.
Yeah, and our sources, they give these incredibly detailed accounts. You get their lives, their challenges, their triumphs too.
And the karmic explanations behind it all.
Right, which is the really compelling part. This isn't just, abstract theory. It's a very specific interpretation showing that, well, the astonishing precision of how karma might work across generations.
So our mission here is to unpack these stories to help you understand how specific actions, good ones, not so good ones, can manifest.
Manifest as, well, everything from health, personality, even physical looks. It's quite something.
You're definitely going to gain some insights, I think, as we connect events that seem, well, totally separate, but maybe aren't.
Yeah, there's this intricate logic, according to the sources.
Okay, so let's begin with the patriarch. The grandfather, known as Kunta.
Right, Kunta.
He sounds like a real pillar of the family. Hardworking guy, rural setting, providing for everyone.
Definitely. But his life also involves something called panatibad.
Which is?
Killing living beings. The sources explain, meat wasn't easy to come by back then where they lived, so animals were often killed fresh right before eating.
Ah, okay. For food.
Yes, for food. And what's interesting, or maybe challenging, is Kunta's own belief. He apparently thought that killing animals for sustenance wasn't actually sinful.
That's a perspective you can understand in that context. But it kind of clashes with the karmic framework we're looking at here.
It does, but despite that, he was also deeply spiritual. He was ordained as a monk when he was younger.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And later in life, he observed the 8 precepts.
And his good deeds didn't stop there. Right. The sources mention quite a few.
Oh, absolutely. He built a Salakarn Puriya. That's a hall for Dharma study. He built a temple gate. He helped out with temple work for years. Really significant contribution.
Yeah, he died at 88, which is a good long life, but from esophageal cancer.
Right. And his final moments are, well, they're quite poignant, as you said. Just hours before passing, he apparently murmured, "Father can't fight them anymore, son."
And then he passed away quietly. Alone.
Yeah.
So how do you square all that? The good deeds, the long life, but this difficult end, this specific illness. How does karma explain that, according to the source?
Well, according to these accounts, the esophageal cancer was a direct result, a karmic result from regularly slitting the throats of animals for food.
Specifically the throat.
Specifically the throat, and not just in this life, but apparently in previous lives too.
Wow. And those last words, can't fight him anymore.
The source suggests that wasn't like a vision of attackers or anything. It was more a manifestation of the intense physical suffering he was feeling from the cancer itself, right before death.
Okay. That makes sense. A very human expression of that pain. So after he passed, what happened then?
His spirit, it wandered for 7 days. That's a common theme in these accounts. Then it was taken to Yamalak.
The realm of Yama, the king of death, for judgment.
Exactly. And there he actually questioned Yama. He asked, why is killing animals for food considered sinful?
A reasonable question from his perspective.
And Yama's explanation was quite clear. Harming or killing any living being creates negative karma. Intentions matter, but the act itself has consequences.
But what about all his good deeds? The monkhood, the temple building.
That's where it gets nuanced. Because of those significant good deeds, alongside the negative karma from the killing, his fate was mixed.
Mixed how?
He served time, basically, as a gum hand, sort of an official or guard in Yamalak for 6 months. But then he got to enjoy 6 months in heaven.
So a kind of balance sheet judgment. 6 months of consequence, 6 months of reward.
Pretty much reflecting the balance of his life's actions. Every deed leaving its own mark, you could say.
And his longevity. Living to 88 despite the cancer.
That, the source attributes directly to his extensive good deeds within Buddhism. His positive karma brought him a long life.
So different karmas manifesting at the same time. One giving long life, another bringing illness.
Exactly. It's not always simple, is it?
Definitely not. That balance is something to really think about. Okay, let's move to the matriarch then. Kunyai, the grandmother. Her life also sounds quite complex.
Very much so. She was from the old generation of Surin, And the sources mentioned she used to drink alcohol
Good.
and possess this protective black magic called nang nao.
Now. What's that?
It means something like tough skin or invincible sin.
Whoa. Why would she need that?
Well, it points to the environment back then. Apparently robbers were common, so it was a form of self-protection in a pretty dangerous time.
Right, adds context. But her life took a difficult turn later on.
It did. Around age 40, she started drinking heavily. And this was triggered by the loss of her youngest son, Chanon. A real tragedy for her.
Oh, that's heartbreaking. And the source paints this picture of her grief.
Yeah, it's powerful. For months, maybe even years, she'd light a lantern on her balcony every night, just sitting there, drinking, waiting for Chanon to come back.
Wow, just waiting.
Until eventually she accepted he wasn't returning. She stopped the really heavy drinking, though she still had some herbal liquor occasionally.
And she lived to 75, dying in 1993. The cause?
Colon cancer.
Another specific cancer.
Yeah.
How does her past, her karma, connect to this illness, according to the source?
This one goes back further. It's attributed to karma from a past life where she was actually a man, a male villager who really enjoyed hunting.
Okay.
And in that life, he used arrows to shoot animals, specifically in the stomach area, and also used spears to kill fish, again, targeting the body.
So aiming for the stomach and internal areas in animals.
Led to colon cancer in this life. It's called vicarious karma, or vibhak karma in the source. A very specific consequence for a specific past action.
The precision again. It's striking how actions targeting certain body parts in one life seem to manifest in related illnesses later.
It really is. And after her death, like her husband, she experienced suffering. Her spirit wandered for 7 days, then off to Yamalak for judgment.
And her judgment.
Well, Yama asked her about her deeds. She remembered the good things, giving alms, helping her husband build the temple.
But also the difficult parts.
Yes. The drinking, the killing animals. Based on that mix, her karma led to rebirth as a human. The source even says she's currently a 7-year-old girl.
Reborn already, after being a wandering spirit as Sanfilasi for a while first.
Exactly. The journey continues, shaped by the past life.
Okay, let's turn to Chanon now. The youngest son whose death hit his mother so hard. He sounds like he was really special to the family.
Absolutely. The 10th child, highly cherished, described as good-looking, fair-skinned, no signs at all that he'd have a short life. Everyone loved him.
But he had some quirks.
He did. Even as a little kid, he apparently had this strong aversion to children he thought were dirty or messy.
Really? What would he do?
He'd hide and ask his mother to tell them he wasn't there if they came looking for him.
That is unusual for a child. And he had a physical distinction too, right?
Yes, a very specific one. 2 of his fingers, the middle and ring finger, were short and stubby. And they didn't have nails.
No nails.
No nails. And he was conscious of it. He'd often hide them, tucking them into his shirt or just clenching his fist. It was seen as his only sort of flaw.
And then, tragically, he died so young, age 7.
Yeah, very suddenly, severe diarrhea. He'd only been in school for less than a year.
Such a short life. Okay, the karmic explanation must be powerful here. What about those fingers?
According to the source, this goes back to a past life where he was a gangster.
A gangster, wow.
Yeah, and in that life, he got into a sword duel. He actually won, had the chance to kill his opponent.
But he didn't.
No. Instead, maybe out of pride, or to make a statement, he chose to cut off 2 of his opponent's fingers.
The middle and ring finger.
The implication is yes, those specific fingers, and that act, cutting off the opponent's fingers, resulted in his own short, stubby fingers in this life as Chanon.
Goodness. That choice, maybe made in a moment of arrogance in a past life, physically marked him in this one. The precision is just incredible.
It really is.
What about his death? The severe diarrhea at age 7.
That also links back to the same gangster life.
Okay. How?
In that life, he apparently put something called salad. It's described as a potent purgative, almost like a poison, into someone's food.
Why would he do that?
The source doesn't detail the motive, just the action, but tragically, a child ended up eating that food and died from it.
Oh, no.
And that specific act, causing a child's death through poison leading to severe internal distress, well, that karma resulted in his own sudden death from severe diarrhea at a young age in this life.
So 2 major events from one gangster life, cutting off fingers, poisoning a child, led to 2 completely distinct consequences in his life as Chanon. The physical fingers and the cause of his early death.
Exactly. It really shows how different karmic debts from even a single past life can ripen, manifest as very different results at different times in a future life. It's not just one single outcome for one past life.
It's incredibly complex.
Yeah.
Multi-layered, like you said. Specific actions leading to highly specific outcomes, sometimes lifetimes later.
Precisely.
Okay, the story of Chanon is powerful enough, but it leads directly to Toi Ting. And this adds, well, another layer of real intrigue.
It does. Because before Toi Ting was born, his mother, Chanon's sister, had a dream.
What kind of dream?
She dreamed of her deceased brother, Chanon, and in the dream, he invited himself to come live with them.
Wow. So naturally, the family, especially the grandmother.
Exactly. The grandmother became convinced that Chanon was going to be reborn as this new baby, Toi Ting. She was probably eagerly awaiting his arrival, expecting to see her beloved son again.
But that's not what happened when he was born, was it?
No. Complete disappointment for the grandmother. Because Toi Ting bore absolutely no resemblance to Chanon. And more than that, he was born soft-bodied.
Soft-bodied.
Yeah, and doctors diagnosed him as intellectually disabled. The term used isญญา. He had several physical signs: a large tongue that seemed to fill his mouth, wide-set eyes, a small nose, and his speech was unclear.
Oh, that must have been incredibly difficult for the family, especially after the expectation built up by the dream.
Absolutely. And there was another detail floating around. 2 years before Toi Ting's birth, the family had actually run a liquor store.
A liquor store.
Yeah, they closed it after they moved. But because of that and Toi Ting's condition, some people started speculating, saying maybe he was a former drunkard who had been reborn into the family.
Ouch. That must have been painful, especially for the father.
It was. The source mentions the father felt shame, particularly because apparently no one in his own family drank alcohol. So this speculation hit hard.
So what's the real story here, karmically speaking? Is Toi Ting Chanon reincarnated or not? And what about his condition?
Okay, so according to the sources, Toi Ting is Chanon reincarnated.
He is, despite the lack of resemblance.
Yes. The explanation given is that the karmas manifested differently this time around. It's those different karmas ripening at different times again.
So the intellectual disability, theญญา, where does that come from?
That stems from the exact same past life as the gangster we just talked about.
The same one with the duel and the poisoning.
The very same. In that life, remember, Chanon, who is now Toi Ting, wasn't just a fighter. He also apparently brewed, sold, drank, and actively encouraged other people to drink alcohol.
Ah, the alcohol connection.
Exactly. And this residual karma of alcohol, the term used is said karmasudha, from all that activity in the gangster life directly resulted in his intellectual disability in this current life as Toi Ting.
Wow. So the fingers and the early death were from specific violent acts in that life, and the intellectual disability is from the alcohol-related actions in that same life.
That's the explanation given. It's incredibly specific.
And the family having owned a liquor store before he was born. Is that just coincidence?
Not according to this framework. It's seen as connected, like the family's involvement with alcohol, even just commercially for a time, acted as a kind of karmic magnet.
Attracting that specific karma, drawing Toi Ting's spirit with its unresolved alcohol karma to be reborn into that family.
That's the idea presented, a confluence of karmic factors.
It makes a strange kind of sense within this logic.
Yeah.
Now, the source mentions the listener, presumably the person recounting this story, has a strong affection for Toi Ting. Is that a past life connection?
Interestingly, no. The source clarifies this point. The listener's affection is explained simply as, natural human compassion and care. It developed from helping to raise Toi Ting.
Okay.
It's explicitly stated not to be a deep karmic bond from past lives, which is an important distinction, right?
It is. It means not every strong feeling or a connection we have has to be this epic, multi-life karmic drama. Sometimes it's just care, developed now.
Exactly. Simple human connection in this lifetime.
That's actually quite grounding.
Yeah.
But for Toi Ting himself, carrying this karma, is there a path forward, a way to alleviate it?
Yes. The guidance offered is focused on action. Toi Ting should continuously perform good deeds, merit-making activities,
Right.
whatever good he can do. And crucially, he should dedicate the merit earned from those good deeds specifically to the beings he harmed in that past life as a gangster.
Dedicating the merit, even if his understanding of it all is limited due to his condition.
Yes. The source emphasizes the practice should continue regardless of his level of intellectual understanding. It's the act and the intention behind dedicating the merit that matters. It underlines the ongoing power of positive action to shift one's karmic balance, even with heavy past karma.
Wow. this whole family story.
Yeah.
It's been an absolutely incredible deep dive, traversing generations, connecting these specific actions, sometimes small, sometimes huge, to such precise outcomes.
It really has. And what stands out, I think, is that breathtaking precision the sources describe. It's not just general good begets good, bad begets bad.
No, it's like the grandfather's throat slitting leading to esophageal cancer.
Right. Or the grandmother's past life hunting, targeting the stomach area, leading to colon cancer.
Chanon's gangster past literally shaping his fingers, and another act from that same life determining his cause of death years later.
And then Toi Ting, inheriting the consequences of the alcohol-related actions from that very same gangster life. It's presented almost like a detailed karmic blueprint playing out across different lifetimes.
It really makes you think. Understanding these connections, even if it's just one interpretation like this, it offers such a different lens for looking at life's challenges, doesn't it?
It does, and it really highlights the potential weight, the importance of conscious action in every moment.
So maybe the thought to leave you with today is this. If every action, truly, no matter how small it seems, weaves the fabric of our future experiences, potentially across many lifetimes, well, what might that inspire you to consider about your own choices, right here, right now?